This is KGW News at 11.
And we begin with breaking news tonight for the largest school district in Oregon. After months of negotiation, the Portland Association of Teachers and Portland Public Schools have reached a tentative agreement on a new contract. Thank you for joining us. I'm Tim Gordon. Let's get over to Ashley Graham. She joins us live in the studio. And Ashley, what's this going to mean for parents, for students, for teachers?
Well, Tim, Portland Public School students are going back to school tomorrow morning for the first time since Halloween. Many parents and families I talked to are breathing a sigh of relief.
What do we want? Safe schools!
After nearly a month on the picket lines, it's no longer the Portland Association of Teachers who are shouting.
So I was like, school's back tomorrow, and they were both like, yay! Like, very, very excited.
Portland Public School students are going back to school.
We're excited. We're excited to see the teachers. We're excited to be back in the classrooms.
Who are we? PAT!
Both the district and the union announced Sunday night they reached a tentative agreement.
This right now is a historic win for our students, our families, and our educators.
The contract ends long-standing disputes over wage increases, planning time, and class sizes.
If they didn't go back yet, it would have been another really rough week. I'm very, very, very thankful that they came up with an agreement.
The strike started November 1st, and students missed 11 days of instruction. Now families will once again readjust to life on a set schedule.
My kindergartner had just started at a brand new school, and she's going to basically have to readjust to that whole thing all over again. So I think we all wish it could have happened much faster.
Anna Campbell has 2 elementary school students, and she's hopeful that the new agreement will improve her children's education.
I think that if our kids get a better education and if our teachers are able to better provide what is needed in the classroom, then of course it's worth it. Was the impact of 3 weeks off of school easy on our children? No.
Other parents, like Jasmine Reese, say they hope this strike is a wake-up call, and Oregonians demand more state funding for public schools.
Parents need to come together. The general public, voters need to come together and be very strategic about changing the funding system here in Oregon.
Well, both the union and the school board need to vote to ratify this contract. That's right now called a tentative agreement. The groups are expected to vote on Tuesday. Tim?
Ashley, thanks so much. And now let's get into how this contract breaks down. Thomas Schultz continues our team coverage this evening. He has all the numbers.
The Portland Teachers Union has called this deal a watershed moment for teachers, students, and families. Here's how it breaks down. Teachers are going to receive a 13.8% wage increase over the next 3 years. When negotiations began, they were asking for more than a 20% increase over the life of the contract. Last month, the district was offering a 10.5% increase in wages. In addition to the wage hike, the district says around half of educators will also receive a 10.6% hike in salary through yearly step increases. Now, another big sticking point in negotiations was class size. PPS says the deal creates some new class size thresholds. We don't yet have clarification on what those changes are. Though when we talked to students and teachers over the past month, many raised concerns over class sizes. We often heard that many students had classes with more than 30 students. Now, the district disputes that, and they say that the vast majority of elementary classrooms already have less than 25 kids. Another big concern over almost a year of negotiations was teacher prep time. The deal will add another 90 minutes of prep time for elementary and middle school teachers. Now those teachers will have, at minimum, close to 7 hours of prep time each week. Planning and grading days will also be added for teachers K through 12. Staying with class time, school will now be 15 minutes longer for elementary and middle schoolers beginning next year. And throughout negotiations, the district has said time and time again, everything the union wants would just be too expensive. They say the agreement will cost $175 million over the next 3 years as is. Now, PPS says the state is simply underfunding schools, and that's something both sides have continued to agree on throughout the whole process. Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
So here's what's next for PPS teachers and families. Students will be back in school to finish 2023, but the big question on everyone's mind is, what will happen to make up 11 school days that students were not in the classroom. And it starts with cutting into the upcoming winter holiday break. You see here, December 18th through the 22nd will now be school days instead of time off. Then the other added days are spread throughout the rest of the school year, with a day in January, February, and April. And finally, tack 3 more days to the end of the calendar, June 12th, 13th, and the revised last day of school being June 14th of 2024. Now, we've been all over this for you, and we want you to continue to stay with us for continuing coverage as we work to learn more about the tentative agreement for Portland Public Schools and their teachers. Look for the latest on air, KGW.com, and streaming on KGW+. All right, the good thing about this year's Thanksgiving weekend is that we didn't have any issues heading out of town or issues heading back home, but the last couple of mornings have been slick for a lot of us. Let's check in with meteorologist Joe Ranieri for just how cold things will get overnight.
It's going to get very cold, and our weather pattern hasn't really changed since Thanksgiving, and it's going to be remaining the same heading into basically a week from ago, or a week past Thanksgiving as we get there for Thursday, if that makes sense. Regardless, what I'm trying to say, Tim, is we're going to be seeing a nice stretch of sunny and cold conditions. And look at these temperatures we saw this morning. The low to mid 20s in a few locations. Portland International Airport saw an overnight low of 30 degrees. I'm forecasting temperatures to dip just right around the mid to the upper 20s in a few locations. We're already seeing that over in Hillsborough, 28 degrees, Forest Grove 32 degrees, Timber Junction out there along the Oregon coast, a temperature of 24 at this hour. And we're going to be seeing freezing temperatures overnight, and with those freezing temperatures means we'll be seeing some patchy areas of frost, and we can't rule out the chance to see some areas of freezing fog as well. But there's going to be lots of sunshine over the next few days. I'm not expecting to see any major changes move through until the end of this week, and that means by Thursday we'll be seeing a return of some showers. Currently we're seeing a temperature of 41 degrees, and I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, are we going to be seeing any chance of some mountain snow? The answer is yes. I'll talk more about the timing on that in just a few minutes.
All right, Joe, thanks a lot. Well, the Holiday Classic is back in the heart of the Rose City just in time for a busy shopping weekend. The Portland Bazaar hosted a pop-up in Pioneer Courthouse Square. 38 local vendors set up shop around the Christmas tree. They say it's been a great opportunity for people to shop local.
Been plenty of people that are like, oh, I didn't know there was an event happening. I'm glad I caught it. So it's been a great little get downtown moment.
The Portland Bazaar was started in 2011 with the goal to highlight artists and small businesses in the area. Since then, it has grown to feature more than 100 vendors each weekend. The next one is happening December 9th and 10th at the Premier Gear and Machine Works building. That's on Northwest 17th Avenue. Well, as many of you know by now, Brenda Braxton wrapped up her 34-year career at KGW last week. However, she continues to give back to this community. Today, the Oregon Historical Society helped mark this legacy with an event called A Conversation with Brenda Braxton. You see her there. Everyone was welcome to attend the hour-long session and ask questions. OHS says it was important to give Oregonians a chance to meet one of the state's most experienced and admired broadcast journalists.
She's been, again, such a part of Oregon history the last 34 years, reporting every day on day-to-day history. And I know she's leaving the news business now, but whatever she does, she's going to be a true Oregon treasure.
An Oregon treasure for sure. We even got to catch up with Ms. Brenda Braxton herself to see what the future holds for her.
I will let you know what I end up doing when I decide. But like I said, it's kind of up in the air. I'm just really looking forward to the exploration of the next chapter. So stay tuned.
Oh, we will. Brenda's just such an awesome person. Brenda, we wish you all the very best in your next adventures, whatever they may be.